Well, it is a very early morning here in Memphis, Tennessee. It's raining, it's dark, it's gloomy. I need the hot coffee that's in my hand. And you, my friend, are sitting in bright sunshine, beautiful weather in the Spanish countryside. Did I get that correct?
That's right. I am actually at the top, the rooftop of my house. But yeah, it's the weather it's nice. It's not too hot, but it's sunny. It's nice,
Well,
and it's not too early. It's not too early. It's
that's right,
about
that's
12
right.
o'clock. Yeah, lunchtime.
Lunchtime. Well, Niklas Gustafson, welcome to the Blood Origins podcast. I'm excited about our conversation around, obviously people think about hunting and whatnot, but I think there's a little bit more behind what we're going to talk about today with you.
Mm. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Well, Niklas, you don't sound Spanish.
I'm not Spanish. I'm Swedish. I'm Swedish, but I lived in Spain for 24 years now.
What caused the move to go to Spain?
I love the sunshine. I love being outside all year round. Sweden is very dark from October to April. So Madrid is the city of the light. We have I would say like eight days of 9 the sun is shining in Madrid. It's an amazing city.
Man, that's so cool.
So that's one reason really, and also to be able to do sports outside, to be able to be in nature all year, to be able to hunt all year. Hunting in Sweden at winter time it's really cold.
So let me one of the things that was intriguing to me before we get into like why I found you.
Yep.
I like to give a little bit of context for people. You in our conversation leading up to this, you very much did hunt early in your life, but then had very much like I don't hunt anymore for a good chunk of your period, right?
That's right. I actually took my hunting license and got my weapon license. Is that how you say it in English? Weapon license?
I guess, yeah. Firearms license.
Yeah. When I was 21, I did it with my father. And I would say that my father and I, my brother as well, the three of us, we discovered hunting at the same time. So I was about 20 years, and he was 25 years older than me. And we started hunting in Sweden, deer, and even what's it called? Faisan, the birds. Faisan.
Capercaillie?
Yeah,
Grouse? Grouse?
Kind of. Yeah, it's similar to grouse. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And we started doing that when I was about 20 years old. And then the thing was that I moved when I moved to Spain around like when I was 28 or so. I stopped hunting. There was so many things to do, so many things in my life. So I didn't hunt for like 20 years or almost. And then a friend of mine, he invited me and other friends to hunt in southern Spain, in Cordoba, and then I started hunting again. So I rediscovered hunting. I was deer, wild boar, especially. Yeah, mostly deer and wild boar.
So, if somebody decided right now, like, who the hell is this Swedish guy who lives in Spain, and they decided to do some stalking on Instagram of Niklas Gustafson, which is one word on Instagram as your handle.
That's right.
They're gonna find someone, and they're like, "What the hell is this guy talking about? He hunts and whatnot." But if you go just like slowly go through your Instagram,
yeah,
it's all about. Maybe don't. It sounds like it's all about. It looks like it's all about someone trying to be healthy, right? Specifically tied to food.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
That's totally correct. So where should I start? Okay, so I would say what my passion is to be as close to nature as possible, because I
Okay.
believe that in our society we are totally disconnected from society.
Okay.
We eat highly processed food. We stay indoors most of the time of the day. When we get to our job, we go by car or public transport. We are never, outside in the sunlight. So there are many things that for example, we use shoes with rubber, and so the grounding is also another thing that I think it's really important. So there's so many things in modern society that makes us disconnect from nature and disconnect from natural way of living. So my social media, especially Instagram, is about me trying to communicate with my followers. How can we get back to where we were, and in the Paleolithic, or even only like 200 years ago, which is really close, in time. But and the thing is that I focused on nutrition. So 80-90% of what I post is about eating um, as natural as you can, and therefore, going back to your question, so it's hunting for me is very important, because I just love grass-fed beef. I love game meat. All of that, is very much part of being close to nature and to eat what we are designed to eat.
No, it's fascinating. I think one of the major sort of focused areas when it comes to hunting, and maybe one of the reasons we talk about the why someone hunts. One of the biggest reasons out there, and probably the one that society will accept the most by far, is the idea of hunting for food.
Yeah.
So I'm putting you on the spot a little bit here, but what does the science say? What does the sort of the health experts say when it comes to grass-fed beef, kind of, because that's, obviously there's nothing wrong with that, to venison and the benefits that come from venison and whatnot?
Yeah. So to me, it's 100% clear that eating grass-fed meat, for example, you said venison or wild boar, whatever, grazing animals from nature. There is nothing more nutrient dense than that. That's the most. You cannot find in nature anything that is more complete when it comes to nutrition. You have all the the vitamins, minerals that you need for thriving as a human being. Even vitamin C, that people say, yeah, but are you a carnivore? Well, then you don't get the vitamin C. Yeah, you do get vitamin C from liver, from the animal. So, but the thing is that, Robbie, and this is really interesting. I got it very clear that this is what we need to thrive. But when it comes to nutrition, there are so many studies out there and so many documentaries out there that are so biased by a food industry that makes a lot of money on processed food. So, for example, there is a movie called, a documentary called The Game Changer. There is another called Cowspiracy. All those are vegan propaganda documentaries. Have you seen them, by the way?
I've watched Seaspiracy.
Yeah, exactly. That came after Cowspiracy.
That's the aquatic version of Cowspiracy, I'm assuming.
Yeah, exactly. So, but you need to, when you watch those documentaries, you need to. Well, I wouldn't even call them documentaries. I would call them advertisement movies for vegan for vegan meat or fake meat. You call it as you want. So it's all about the business model is about taking vegan protein. It could be pea protein, it could be hemp protein, it could be rice protein, any vegan protein, and then you mix that, you blend that with all kinds of additives, emulsifiers and additives, seed oils, and then you get a product that is very much that is highly processed, and it's nothing that we as a human being would thrive from eating.
Yeah, it's funny how the vegan movement is so small, right? It's a very, very small minority in our society. Yet their voice, just like hunters, their slice of the pie is about the same as us.
Yeah.
Yet their voice is like 1,000 times louder than ours.
Yeah.
And they have all of these like huge documentaries that come out, like Seaspiracy, for instance. And again, I haven't watched Cowspiracy, but Seaspiracy, I felt like was a great documentary. However, when it comes to the end, when they say, well, what can you do about it?
Yeah.
There were so many things that you could actually do about it, right? Yet their only solution was don't eat fish.
So when you say that there is a lot of noise from vegans, yeah, there is. And you know why? Because there is a lot of money in
but I still don't get it. How is there a lot of money? Economics work on a basis of people buying product, right? And maybe it's this nouveau niche thing that everyone buys a vegan product to try it out. But there's not 50% of the society that is vegan.
There is, I think, 3% of the society being vegan, something like that. That's the number that I saw. So but the answer is, and I usually try to compare it to margarine. You know, margarine was like the
margarine, yeah. I loved margarine.
Margarine? You love margarine?
I loved it as a kid. I loved it.
Yeah, exactly. So in the 70s, when I grew up, I'm 54 years old. I grew up in the 70s, and everyone was like, what do you say?
Convinced.
Totally, convinced, exactly, that margarine was so much healthier than butter. Okay? So I would say that fake meat today is what margarine was in the 70s and in the 80s. Today, I think most people realize that it's a big bluff.
I don't think you can buy margarine anymore, can you?
Margarine is it's getting harder to find because people understand that it's totally fake. So the thing is, so here the thing is that with margarine, it's made of cheap seed oils. Okay, the cheapest, crappiest seed oils you can find, and then you process them, high temperatures, high pressures, and you get something that is like shoe polish. It has no color, no flavor, doesn't smell anything, no nutrients, no vitamins, no minerals. So you have to add all that. You have to add the coloring, the vitamins, minerals, the flavor, and you get a product that is very cheap to produce, and you can so the margins are enormous. We have the same thing with fake meat. Okay, so the ingredients are very cheap, and the products that you get out there of that process is very cheap, and then you can sell it for the same money as grass-fed beef, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Okay,
no,
and
it's crazy.
That's why there is so much noise from the vegan, from fake meat industry, because it's the part of the business model. All that money that you get out, you can spend on marketing. And those documentaries that's pure marketing.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true, man.
And what's absurd is that all the nutrients that you would have to add to that fake meat, you would have to get them from animal products. You cannot get B12 or heme iron, all that, or it's synthetic, or you get them from animal based products.
Yeah, it's funny, man. I distinctly remember the Flora margarine tub in the fridge as a kid.
Yeah, yeah,
And then I remember the whole like debunking component of it, like the
right.
again, I can't. I'm just recalling this from memory. Like maybe there was hydrogenated and unhydrogenated, and if you let the margarine, it's separated to this big yellow fat
Yeah,
sort of liquid layer and whatnot.
yeah.
You know?
That's not something that we should do. But the same debunking is what we see now with fake meat. You know, there was a hype 3-4 years ago. Impossible Meats, Impossible Burger, where they call these companies. You know, the share price has gone down.
But Nicholas, I've always been. I'd love to get your opinion on this. If the vegan movement was so anti-meat, okay,
Mm.
why do they still call the stuff meat?
Yeah,
Why do
that's a
they
good,
still call it a burger or a sausage or whatnot? Because that's in my brain. I'm like, wouldn't you want to call it something else?
that's such a good question. And you know, in Europe, in the European Union, in the Parliament of the European Union, there has been actually law cases against that you cannot actually call it sausage because it is not sausage. I know about the U.S., but here there are actually legal processes going on.
Didn't
Uh,
Italy just ban fake meat?
they did, they did. I think that's great. Just it's not something that we should eat.
It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. So the reason I found you
And
is
it's
that
actually the same thing. Sorry, the
yeah.
same thing with oat milk. It's not supposed to be called oat milk because it's not milk. It's a processed product, blending oats with water and 25 additives. Yeah, the same thing.
So you're not a big fan of almond milk or oat milk?
No, I'm not. For two reasons. First, the oat milk and well also almond milk is full of oxalates, which is an anti-nutrient. And second, you when you blend this, you need a lot of additives and emulsifiers to be able to actually uh, blend it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna have my almond milk smoothie in 2 hours time though.
But why don't you instead of that almond milk, why don't you just put water and a few almonds? Because the same because you blend it in your
Because
blender.
with the water, it tastes doesn't
So it's
taste
but
as good.
all right. Okay.
It's just to me it's like it's
You don't like the
thin.
taste of almonds then, or what?
I'll try it, but I probably if I was gonna dump almond milk, I'd probably just go straight to milk.
All right, much better. I agree. Raw milk. Raw milk is the best. And or what I buy mostly for our household is raw goat milk. That's the best.
Jeez. So I want to get to how I found you. Again, I must have been sent your video. You're a big Instagram account. You have 350,000 followers. And again, it's all about humans and health and supporting farmers. And here's a post: oat milk, is it healthy? Question mark. Paleo sponge cake and whatnot. And then all of a sudden, there's this video in the whole thing, and it says how hunting connects us to our roots. Almost like stands out, and it's unfortunate that it doesn't get, it didn't get near the engagement that some of your other posts get. But hey, that's understandable. Let me ask this from a perspective of social media right away. Did you question whether or not you were going to talk about your hunt? Because other than that, you don't have anything else on your Instagram that is hunting related.
Yeah, I know. So as I told you, I've been the last like 7 years. I've been hunting several times a year, but I never post anything about that. Why? Because as you know, it is something that it could be like what do you call it? Sensible.
Yeah, it's sensitive. It's a sensitive topic.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sensitive topic. So there are a lot of haters out there that as soon as you mention that you're a hunter, they shout at you and they. So I was actually a bit nervous when I So we went on this hunting trip. We can talk about that. But anyway, I decided to, why not? I mean, I love hunting. I love the eating what I hunt. Why shouldn't I be able to talk about that on my Instagram account?
So you went to Namibia with your sons?
Exactly. Yeah. Okay.
And
so
go ahead.
No. So my I have 5 kids. My oldest sons are 18 and 16 years old, and we just and they love hunting even more than I do. They just that's a real passion for them, and so I decided, both are moving away from home in September. One is moving to UK, and the other one is going to Switzerland to study there. So I decided to, okay, let's. I asked them, what do you want? What I want to. Let's do a really nice trip together. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Yeah, we want to hunt. Okay, where could we go hunting? Well, we could go hunting in Sweden, we could go hunting, but that's too cold and too dark. We could go hunting in South Africa. And then somehow a friend of mine, he said, yeah, you should go to Namibia. Namibia is the place to go to. It's similar to South Africa. It's
Sure.
a neighbor country. And and then we started to do some research, and we found out that, okay, let's go there. And also the thing is that we just had my 5th child. So my daughter was born just a couple of weeks before. So my wife wasn't too happy of us leaving. But I convinced her, okay, let us just go for 6 days. And so we went from the 25th, 26th of December. So it was just before New Year's. And actually, it was an amazing experience. I mean, really, really amazing. Not just it was everything. Being there in Namibia, such a beautiful country, exotic animals, and also eating what you shot in the morning. You had that for lunch, for example, the wildebeest liver. Wow, that was delicious. I didn't think it was good. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's debunk a couple of the myths, right? So you obviously went there, you knew what you were doing, because the video that you post, you're like, okay, I want to communicate this to my followers. And so you were very purposeful in the things that you were doing. But let me ask this question, like debunk it right away. For those that have never been to Africa, what happens to the animals once you have hunted one and killed one?
This is something that I have a lot of respect. First of all, you are with very experienced people. They hunt with you, so they once the animal is shot, you.
And it's not a free for all either, Niklas, right? It's not like you walking around saying, I'm going to shoot that animal, and you shoot it.
No, it's let's say that when you start in the early morning, you kind of agree, okay, what is our purpose today? What are we looking for today? So are we looking for a wildebeest? Are we looking for an antelope? And then you kind of have that in your mind. And once you find an animal that's 300 meters away, you kind of get to the agreement. Okay, that one is too young, that one is female. Okay, let's go for that. Okay, so it's very like you find the animal, and then you need to really be sure that you're killing the right one.
Yeah.
Right one. Yeah. Okay, so back to your question. What's once you shot your animal, well, you bring it back to the lodge, and then everything is taken care of. Everything, you take care of every piece of that animal. Nothing is wasted, and even the skin, the horns, the organ meats, everything. And that, I think, also for as a respect to the animal that you just shot, I love that. Nothing is wasted.
And you said did you choose what you wanted to eat, or did they just serve you?
No. They actually asked us, what parts of the animal would you like to have for lunch or for dinner? So, and I found that really, and since I love cooking, I cooked with them. I grilled that wildebeest liver, for example, for one of the lunches.
We'll
And
just wait.
even my kids, they don't like organ meats that much, but they love this wildebeest liver. That was amazing. So we have that with some. We grilled that few minutes each side, and then we had it with some watermelon and some papaya salad, and yeah, it was and some butter. Amazing.
It was amazing, man. It was amazing.
And that same evening, no, sorry. So 3 days later, we had from that same wildebeest, we had the what do you call it? Filet mignon?
The tenderloins, the
tenderloin.
fillets, the fillets.
Yeah, the fillets. Yeah, exactly. So we needed to dry to age for a couple of days, and then it was also amazing experience to eat what you hunt.
Yeah, and I think that's probably one of the, again, we started this podcast talking about it. A lot of people's reasons for why they hunt is to be able to eat what you hunt.
Totally.
To fill your freezer with good, organic, hormone-free, antibiotic-free meat.
Totally.
It's
important. And I think a lot of people, they don't realize that originally that's why we hunt. That's why we hunt, because we want to eat what we hunt. You know?
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely 100%. Have you been back to Africa since then?
No, not since then. We would probably go, I think, in September, October, but that's for kite surfing, not for hunting.
Kite surfing?
Yeah, in Morocco, the west coast of northern Africa, there's Morocco is great for kite surfing.
That's just like a ferry across from you guys, hey?
Exactly.
Nah, or flight.
Well, you could go by ferry, but we would because this is in southern Morocco, so we would take a couple of flights together.
Oh, nice.
Close to Mauritania.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you been to Morocco yourself?
No, I have not. No, I'd love to one day.
Yeah.
I did. They did just open up in Morocco. I think it was last year for the first time, because they've done some great work with their national parks and great work with wildlife. They just opened up sustainable use hunting of Barbary sheep in Morocco.
Really?
So the original, it's called, here in the States they call them Ardad, but their native range is, I think it's the Atlas Mountain. No, maybe it's not the Atlas Mountains.
Yeah,
is it the Atlas Mountains?
Could be. Yeah. I think so.
It's a mountain range there in Morocco, which is essentially the native range of Barbary sheep that runs through Morocco, across into Egypt, down into Ethiopia kind of scenario.
Okay.
So
yeah, I've been hunting actually sheep, Dalmatian sheep in Croatia.
Oh, nice.
That's really nice.
Nice.
A couple of years ago.
Well, Niklas, I really appreciate the fact, number one, that I don't know how I found your video. It probably got sent to me. I get sent a bunch of stuff.
I'm so happy that you found it, and so that we could also get in contact. That's great.
Yeah. So, thank you for putting it out there, man. That's all. I wanted. That's really the whole point. Is like somebody with a big social media account doesn't have to talk about hunting. I think that's my biggest frustration, is that we have huge celebrities all around the world that are hunters, but they don't tell anybody that they hunt.
You know what? I'm gonna post more of hunting, my hunting experiences and hunting content. I will, because also I wanted to tell you that the response that I got from my followers, it was 98% really nice people.
I noticed that you didn't have. Yeah. The engagement wasn't like, in terms of, again, you've got other posts that engage a lot more, but you didn't. For a big account, normally you get hundreds of like unfollow, I hate this.
Yeah.
But it was more like, you should try this kind of hunting. Hey, have you hunted here? Have you done this? And yes, this is a great way to connect. Yeah. It was great.
Yeah. So I will share more of that content in the future. I love your Instagram account, by the way. It's so inspiring. And
Well,
my sons love scrolling and watching the content that you share there.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm going to follow. I don't follow you now, but I'm going to be following you now so I can see more of your hunting content. Well, Niklas, thank you so much, man. I really, really appreciate you. I really appreciate your time. If there's anything we can do, if we want to talk about hunting, if something comes across your radar that you feel like we need to know about from a hunting perspective, please let us know. I will stay in touch because, as I said, we may be coming back to Spain at the end of this year to release the Cabaneros documentary.
Yeah.
And I'd love to have
That
you
would
and
be
your
great.
whole family come by and watch it. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, of course. I'm looking forward, and I'm looking forward to invite you to my place to have some grass-fed meat on the grill and some game
Sounds
meat.
great.
And yeah, looking forward. And it's my pleasure. I'm so happy to join you.
Yeah, it'd be great. Well, I appreciate you, Niklas. Thank you so much, my man.
Thank you so much, Robbie.
All right, stay right there.